everybody, hello. It took a second for that video to get started for some reason, don't know why. Check it out. This is a continuation of the previous Periscope video that's right below this one in this Periscope account. Now, a previous Periscope video that I made is also attached within the Twitter link that I incorporated within the title of this Periscope video. All you have to do is get out a pen, write down the characters, type them in at your URL address bar to bring it up. There's two links in it. Each link holds information that needs to be scrutinized carefully, slowly, and cross-referenced to the additional information that is within the tweet link. It's a tweet link to my Twitter account. Now, let's see if this video gets abruptly stopped before I say thank you for listening and have a good day. My cell phone is being hacked and tracked as a result of me being an organized stalking, gang stalking target. And I absolutely know for a fact that the police are directly connected to this crime. So if I ever go missing or hurt in any way, and made incapacitated, including through health issues, it will be connected to this crime, no matter how cleverly it's brought about, no matter how innocent or normal it appears. Absolutely. You know, let me give you an introduction here just real fast concerning that statement. There's a manifesto that's on the internet right now which you can go to and read. It's a documentation file that a manager of gang stalking crews wrote and published to the internet. This individual, it appears to be a woman, typed it offline and then went to an internet cafe and posted it on the internet, and it spread like wildfire. Now, you can find this manifesto by going to Google and typing in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. But it's not everything you need to know. But it does give you a good foundation to build on. It's even stated in this own manifesto that they are responsible for some of the most heinous crimes like intentionally forced-induced abortions and staged vehicle accidents, which cause the death of an individual. Okay, so including how they even state that they got the capacity to cause brain cancer. Now, fellow American citizens, you better listen to what I'm saying. In fact, this video applies to the entire human family, no matter what country you're in, because these crimes are going on in multiple countries. It's exposed all over the internet by millions, by thousands, tens of thousands of individuals. It's exposed all over the internet at Google and YouTube. Okay, now periodically throughout this video, I will be checking to make sure that the video is still live stream broadcasting by doing what I just did a second ago. Now, this video is a continuation of the previous video, and I'm not going to regurgitate anything that I stated in the previous video because it'll take too much time in this video to do that. So that's why I incorporated that video within the Twitter link that is attached to the title of this Periscope video, and and the information that I talked about in that Periscope video is also incorporated. Their links are also incorporated within the link, okay, that is attached now to this Periscope video title. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. I live in La Jolla. I am a target, victim, and activist concerning the continued criminal expeditions of what is known as organized stalking, which can also be termed as gang stalking. Now, this crime also goes by the name of cause stalking, COINTELPRO, revenge stalking, group stalking, but it's all the same exact crime. It just goes by several names. And it is not stalking by gangs, which I discussed in other Periscope videos as well. Now, I strongly suggest as well you also research extensively everything that I exposed in all of my Periscope videos, including what's incorporated within their dedicated Periscope titles. I am making this video to inform subscribers. Now, the subject matter of this particular video lies in and is incorporated within the information that is attached within the tweet link that I incorporated within the title of this Periscope video. The subject matter pertaining to this video is, but not limited to, if I have time to get into other subject matters, meaning that if I got time to get into other subject matters, the main subject matter of this video is to talk to you about the psychological mechanics of how gang stalking perpetrators will intentionally create a psychological profile of their targets. All my statements and descriptions can be Googled to gang stalking and then in separate searches to organized stalking per description. At Google and even YouTube when appropriate. Now, one of the links that I entitled within the tweet that is in the title of this Periscope video is a blog. It's an older blog from 2008. from a website that is seems to be no longer in service. But some of their old posts within that website seem to still be on the internet, and that is from the old website gangstalkingworld.com. Now, what I did before I started making this video was I went to Google and I typed in gang stalking, psychological likes and dislikes. And basically what I'm leading up to is this. In gang stalking criminal expeditions, what these criminally insane, demented animals will do is take a psychological profile of their selected targeted individual, even years before the open gang stalking harassment starts. And this can also be done through and by, but not limited to, infiltrating your life through any type of relationship circle, at the intimate level, at the friendship level, at the acquaintance level, at churches, charities, self-help groups, schools, you name it, okay? And if you're already being monitored, okay, if your life is already being monitored through other surveillance protocols attached to this crime, they can also figure out your psychological profile, which encompasses your likes and dislikes. And you'll understand why I'm bringing that up and why that is the subject matter of this video. You'll understand it as I continue to talk, and trust me, you're gonna be glad you watched this video. One of the main techniques of gang stalking is to not only take a thorough and extensive psychological profile of you, but also a medical profile of you, your personality profile, your financial profile, your relationship profile. They take the whole 9 yards. Everything that encompasses what a human being does within their life. How well you get along with your family, what family members you don't get along with, what your relationships are like with them, what your friendship relationships are like, how long they've been going on, how stable they are. They will look at all your financial history, and including your current. They will also they are also incorporated within the system to where they know every single thing about every single doctor visit that you have ever had concerning anything, and all diagnoses from all. Absolutely, it's organized crime in the system, baby cakes. Okay, and they can also tap into your computer and your phone in order to see how you're relating to and with other individuals on the internet. They will also hack into your computer and phone to keep an updated profile concerning relationships that they will absolutely compromise from behind the scenes. And know this, the technology that I have exposed in my blog and my Periscope videos and my YouTube videos can also absolutely be used on family members and even perpetrators. So pay close attention to what I'm stating to you, because what I state is based on educated knowledge, and is any of it based on experience. Now, why do these criminally insane animals take psychological profiles of targets in reference to not just what I've already stated, but why is it absolutely necessary for them to take a psychological profile of your likes and dislikes? An example of how the human being's biological system processes what they process when they are experiencing something they like, and when they are experiencing something that they dislike. Now, we'll start out first with the likes, and this includes kids as well. When you think of anything and everything that a child would like, if that child is being remotely neurally monitored, okay, okay, then what they're doing is monitoring the brain's activities as they're experiencing something they like. Say if you got a child that loves to play baseball. Say if you got a child that loves to eat a certain Mexican dish. Say if you got an adult that likes whatever, anything that you can think of. Think about what you like, what you really like. For instance, let's just say with me, I love children because they're so innocent. They're God's gift to this, they are God's gift. And they're so innocent and they're so defenseless. So children, in my opinion, need to be protected at all costs. Absolutely, absolutely. And I also love animals. I'm not saying that I don't love adults. I'm just saying, these are two of my likes. I love children, okay? And I love animals because they're both innocent, defenseless, and they absolutely need to be protected in every way, shape, and form. In every way, shape, and form concerning any type of victimization happening to them. So when you see, and this is pretty much the general psychology of all civil, decent human beings, no matter what country you're living in. You see a little baby in a grocery store, you're going to automatically smile. Okay, if you see an innocent little 2-year-old, okay, in the grocery store and he's so cute, you're gonna smile. You're gonna say, "Aw." Well, the same thing with a puppy or a dog. You understand? Hold on. Why am I bringing this up? Because when we are processing something that we see and or hear, and let me give an example real fast concerning what you hear. Just trust me. Stay with me. Say if you're in a grocery store and all of a sudden you hear this little 2-year-old or an infant scream. That is instinctively hardwired in your brain as a human to automatically go into the what's going on, what's happening, what's up, whether it's your child or not. Okay? Because that is a hardwired, innate mental response and emotional response that is hardwired into your limbic system to protect the child, to protect the baby. It's been hardwired in the brain's evolution ever since the caveman days. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, this is why when you hear a child scream, you'll automatically look up and say, what's going on? It's done instinctively. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because even things that you hear, okay, and everything that you see when it comes to your likes and dislikes are going to excite specific brain states. Let me give you another example, just real fast, bear with me. Say if you're in a grocery store, I'm going to give 2 examples. Say if you're pertaining to one dislike and one like. Say if you're in a grocery store and you see, for whatever reason, either a parent or a caregiver or even a sibling physically or verbally abusing a child of any age, you're going to see that, and if you're a moral, decent person, you're not going to like it. And that's going to set off anger in your mind. It's going to set off uh, uh, even feelings of wanting to be aggressive. Okay, it's going to set off even rage in your mind, right? Just hear me out. Now, take that and put it aside. That is a dislike of yours, that you dislike what you're seeing, right? Okay. Now, say if you love children and you love puppies and dogs, and you see a cute puppy in the store, and you see a cute little doggy in the store, or a cute little infant, or a 2-year-old, okay? Your brain's gonna light up in the areas of the brain that has to do with affection, with happiness. Um, I'm not real good at naming positive emotions, positive brain states, but you know what I'm talking about. The areas of your brain are gonna light up pertaining to uh, things that make you happy, joy, affection. Uh, 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 I guess that's the best I can say for right now. You can look up on the internet brain states that have to do with affection, happiness, joyful feelings, and stuff like that, and then resulting thinking patterns as well. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is let's say you're in a grocery store, and as you're paying for your food in front of one of those eye scan things where you actually wait on yourself, you're actually waiting on yourself. Okay? Those little machines where you can go in and you can scan your own food. Okay, and then wait until you're done, and then you pay, and then you pay the grocery bill, and then you go on your happily way. And organized stalking and gang stalking crimes, what they will do is the result of taking your psychological profile. They know what you like, and they know what you dislike, right? So say on your way to, I got a bird freaking out above me. Say if you got, say if on your way to the grocery store, because gang stalking victims are stalked along all the routes. And a gang stalking victim can be remotely neurally monitored when they're mobile, because the filthy maggots that have this technology have it scaled down to the cell phone level size, the tablet size, the tablets that you can buy at Best Buy or whatever other electronic store. Okay, they have it scaled down to the cell phone size, the tablet size, laptops, and you name it. So you're a person who's been brain mapped, and who's being currently remotely neurally monitored in real time, the wild maggots that are attached to this crime who have this technology can walk behind you anywhere you're at. They can sit on behind you or around you at a bus stop, on a bus, in a cafeteria, in a Starbucks. Okay? Now, hear this. I'm going to give you two examples, and I'm going to continue. Just trust me, okay? So say if you're on your way to a grocery store, let's just say Vons, for example, because that's the grocery stores that are here in La Jolla. And let's just say that this technology, fMRI, is what remote neural monitoring is. fMRI is a sophisticated technology, and it does not need light for the light to go. Like if you get hurt and you go to the hospital and you got to get fMRI and they put you in that machine and that light goes over you, well, have you ever heard of invisible light waves? Google that. Okay? Is there any fMRI technology being emitted from computer screens, your phone screen, your TV screen? Okay? The monitors that are standing right next to the head of cashiers in any checkout lane of any store. Is this technology incorporated within U-Scans? That thing that you go to when you scan your groceries, you yourself. When you go into a store and you don't want to go into the checkout lane with this cashier, those little machines where you can scan your own groceries and then you pay for them and you leave, okay? Is this technology incorporated within these types of aforementioned electronic devices and even in the monitors that are on the surveillance monitors that are on the walls in stores, libraries, universities, and so on? Now let's take that information and set it aside for a second. Say if you got a gang stalking victim, okay? Now in order for them to remotely neurally monitor you in real time when you're out and about in the community, are they using cell phones, tablets, and laptops? Okay, including satellite phones. Okay, are they also using CB radios to be used as a tracker for the RF for the radio signal that is attached to the remote neural monitoring signal that they're using in order to track you with remote neural monitoring as well? Just hear me out. I know this is a lot to digest. That's why you got to extensively follow my instructions pertaining to, but not limited to, what is in the title of this Periscope video, everything that's in my Twitter account, everything that's in my blog that's attached to my Twitter account, and all my other Periscope videos that are in this account as well. Okay, so let's just say you're a gang stalking victim and you're on your way to Vons grocery store to get some groceries, and you're being subject to mental harassment all day long, everywhere you go, on top of being subject to sound harassment, which is called noise harassment. Because one of the main goals in gang stalking is to never let you have any ever mental peace in any way, shape, or form. That's why when you research this crime and you're going to see noise harassment and the sensitization methods, okay, and the direct conversation tactics and every other thing that's involved in gang stalking, you're going to clearly deduce through your extensive research that this is a crime that intentionally wants to let you know you're a victim of it, okay, and that never lets you, and to keep you focused on it in any and every way that they can, okay, and to make sure that your sensory overload is one of the main methods of gang stalking, where they'll prop up any type of noise harassment around you, cars, trucks, any type of vehicle, people talking, screaming, then even possibly propping up, because these are organized crime, demented animals that are in the system at the federal, state, and local level, working as a networking operating syndicate. So they got the community connections to connect with and collude with their connected syndicated individuals that possibly run group homes. And what kind of people are in group homes? Just hear me out for a second. People that have, okay, learning disabilities, people that have mental issues, including people that scream because of their issues. Do you understand? So if they're trying to overload your senses to crowd you out so you're never mentally having any mental downtime, if one of the additional noise campaigns that they want to bring about around you, okay, because they got to blend their behavior in with the environment the target's in, right? So if you watch my videos, you know that these psycho maggots are connected to group homes. And what kind of people are in group homes? People that are in group homes, a lot of them cannot control their behaviors, including yelling, screaming. Okay, I've seen it perpetrated against me in homeless shelters intentionally, where they will literally sit somebody down next to me that does have issues, okay, and they're constantly yelling and screaming and making noise, any type of noise, any type of noise. Now, I already know this is intentionally done because I've seen it talked about by other targeted individuals. The goal in gang stalking is one of the main goals in gang stalking is to never allow the targeted individual to have any type of mental peace. But also know this, if the targeted individual's audio cortex is being mapped, in order for the audio cortex to be mapped, the audio cortex has to be perceiving something. Noise. Is that another reason for the noise harassment? All right, now let me get back to what I was stating. Let's say if you have a gang stalking victim who's on their way to bonds. What would you think? What type of mental reaction and what type of emotional reactions do you think that you would process internally if people were being popped up around you every day to say, suck my dick, suck dick, over and over and over and over and over again, everywhere you went, every day, including how at the beginning of this is part of the sensitization methods of gang stalking, including how when they initially were sensitizing you to these phrases being said that I just mentioned, how gang stalk was mentioned with it. Gang stalk, suck my dick, gang stalk, suck on the dick, shit like that. I'm sorry for being descriptive, but this is literally what I am experiencing along my routes every day. I got the audio files to prove it. Now, either today or tomorrow, I'm going to upload what I experienced yesterday at Bond. So if I'm arrested or ticketed before that occurs, they can easily steal it and say it never happened. So I'm letting you know that as well. Okay. I got it caught on over 3,000 audio files, flat out. Hold on. Now, what type of emotional reaction do you think that you would have internally? What type of brain states do you think would be stimulated if you were being psychologically abused by this every day? They intentionally let you know that it's happening directly towards you because they'll stand right in front of you 10 feet away from you and repeat it. It was repeated yesterday over 30, 40 times as I was taking my groceries out of the disabled cart at Bonds and wrapping them up and putting them in my bag to put on my bike to take with me. 2 individuals are standing outside the door, supposedly working for some charity, okay, and constantly repeating it, okay, that vile, sick shit that I just said is being said around me. And then watching your reactions to it because they know they got your attention, they know you've been sensitized to it, and it's done to mentally harass you, it's done to mentally provoke you to act out verbally or physically. It's done to produce a brain state, a negative response, and negative emotional response. So who might be sitting around in a vehicle close by with this remote neural monitoring technology that is remotely neurally monitoring what the target's brain is experiencing as they're experiencing this abuse? I'm not saying that this was being done, okay? But let me just put it to you this way. Why is it all over the internet that targets of gang stalking are being remotely neurally monitored? So whenever a target individual is being abused, if they're being remotely neurally monitored as they're experiencing the abuse, then what they're harvesting is the brain states that are being excited, the emotional clusters, the frequencies from them. It's called heterodyning. Okay? Now, is this why the repeated abuse is done every day in the same exact identical way? Because what they're trying to do is create a neural pathway, okay, to reinforce it, to reinforce the frequency from it, and the emotional cluster frequencies that are experienced as the abuse is being perceived. The target's brain states light up, the emotional cluster frequencies become formed and then reinforced, which creates a potentiated frequency output. And it's that frequency output that they're looking for to identify, mark it, assign a number to it, so they can dial it up with remote neural monitoring and then amplify it during another staged event. Aggression. If the target gets aggressive, verbally, psychologically. So you can go to Google at any time and type in SATAN technology and gang stalking. You can also go to Google and type in MIND technology and gang stalking. You can also go to Google and type in TAMI technology and gang stalking. You can also go to Google and type in remote neural monitoring and gang stalking and brain stimulation. Now, so bar is a person disliking what they're perceiving being factually perpetrated around them, purposely perpetrated for them to experience. See, in gang stalking, they want you to know you're being stalked by verbally harassing you through the sensitization methods. Google and research that. Repeating words and phrases, repeating physical gestures, repeating identical words and phrases, repeating sounds, okay? Having you assaulted 6 times by homeless people. You become sensitized to those types of people because you can tell pretty much in San Diego usually who's homeless and who's not because of the way they look and how they dress. Grubby looking, okay, and so on. Okay, so they'll sensitize you to these things and then intentionally prop them up for you to see or hear. It's an intentional way to let you know creatively that you're being stalked and to mentally harass you through the victimization that's perpetrated around you, concerning you, that's attached to the sensitization techniques. As a result, you have a negative emotional response, and negative brain states are lit up that have to do with anger, fear, okay? Even your knuckle as a result of the wrench slipping when you're trying to change your oil in your car. Of anger. That's why sometimes the harassment, I mean, think about it. You're standing in a spot for 15 minutes in one day, minding your own business, and 2 punks are standing 15 feet away from you saying gang stalk and suck my dick and suck on my dick 40 times, and you know it's intentionally being done. You're a woman. How do you think you would feel? And the reason why it's constantly repeated is so that your brain never gets to relax while you're experiencing this. You understand? It's done to frustrate you, to get you to verbally act out. But is it also done to remotely neurally monitor and choreograph the areas of the brain that is experiencing abuse, anger, fear, hate, resentment? You understand? So is this why the general psychology of human beings, of their targets, the general psychology of the specific target that they're targeting, they know that all women don't like sexual harassment or sexual abuse. Is this why 70% of all targets are women? Is this why that out of those 70%, at least 40% have been raped? You understand? So the target experiences this after they come out of bonds. Now, what did the target experience when they were in bonds? Babies. A lot of people with babies walking around the target. Even a puppy or two before the target went into bonds and coming out. Yeah, dead night. A baby with a mother innocently checking out at the same time the target is checking out at a U-scan. You understand? How the bonds employees on this specific day are acting all nice and accommodating and friendly because they want you to nicely and friendly respond and react with them because your brain is feeling grateful that right now at this moment in time you're not being abused. You understand? So what they're doing is bringing the brain into different 2 separate opposing polarized states. Happy, anger. Happy, anger. Likes, dislikes. Okay, guys, it seems like the video is acting up, so just bear with me. Okay, so okay, it seems to be okay right now. So if this video stops recording at any time, still research what I've stated so far. Okay, so it's acting up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video. Okay? So, fellow American citizens, I strongly suggest you research remote neural monitoring and brain stimulation, and remote neural monitoring and choreographing. Like, you can go to YouTube and type in the YouTube video, Julian McKinney and Greg Skamansky live leak broadcast. She clearly flat out states that